Roman is a well-known Belarusian activist, blogger, and fellow of the Václav Havel journalism program. In 2019, he left Belarus after receiving threats against his freedom for cooperation with the independent Telegram channel Nexta. Roman is one of those people thanks to whom Belarusians learn the truth about what's happening. From now on, not a single person from any country in the world who flies over Belarus is guaranteed even basic security. After all, today Lukashenko personally made an international scandal, used military aviation against civilians of Belarus and European countries, with the aim of reprisal against one single person. Nobody else is safe anymore. Anyone can be in Roman's shoes.
For more on this, Dr. Todd Curtis is the founder of AirSafe Media, and he joins us from Boston, Massachusetts in the U.S. So it's a pleasure meeting you, Doctor. So firstly, U.S. State Secretary Antony Blinken called the flight diversion a, quote, shocking act that endangered the lives of more than 120 passengers. How unprecedented is it what's taken place?
In my career, looking at aviation events, including ones that may involve government action like this, I can't recall a time when a government has openly called for an aircraft to be put on the ground from what looks like a false pretense. There was a claim of a bomb on board, but apparently, and this is from the Belarusian government itself, they're admitting that, yes, they did this. They wanted to put the airplane on the ground, and there's no excuse for that. Not from the Belarusian government, and certainly in the international community. This sort of thing really can't be tolerated.
So the U.S. is now calling for a review by the Council of the International Civil Aviation Organization. What are the international implications for Belarus, you think?
Well, aviation, worldwide aviation, depends on international cooperation. Now, whenever an aircraft overflies a country, there's an agreement between that airline and the country over which it flies that they'll abide by the rules of that country. Now, this particular flight took off from Greece, was heading to Lithuania. It wasn't planning to land in Belarus, but while over the territory, Belarus exercised their right to control the aircraft. But in retrospect, this was for false reasons. They claim that, well, they should divert to the closest airport. From looking at the actual information transmitted from the plane, at the time they diverted, they were actually closer to their destination in Lithuania than to the capital of Belarus. So there's falsehoods on several levels here.
So then, do you expect any consequences for Belarus, say, for example, sanctions?
The only real sanction that may happen in the short term is that countries that have cooperative agreements with Belarus, that is, bilateral agreements to fly to and from a country, they could suspend that, and which means commercial flights may or may not be able to fly between Belarus and other countries. And more importantly, any aircraft that is registered in Belarus, if they are asking for permission to overfly another country, that country may refuse that. So this could be a situation where Belarus, if it doesn't do something about what just happened, they may face some real problems with having free civil aviation activity to and from the country.
So then, obviously, Belarus could potentially suffer in this case. And if the potential is real for them, do you foresee them reacting possibly in line with what the international community expects?
It's unclear whether or not the international community can really exert that much pressure on this particular government. Now, clearly, from the statement of the U.S. State Department, the U.S. is certainly involved. And I suspect that the governments of the EU will be involved because this flight was scheduled to take off from one EU country, Greece, and go to another, Lithuania. So the flights by EU aircraft anywhere in and around Belarus, those countries would have to be fearful that something like this could happen to their aircraft.
Dr. Curtis, appreciate your expertise on this. Thank you for appearing on the show. We appreciate it.